Alright, guys. There's not going to be very many people. Hold on. 1, 2, 1. Okay. Alright, guys. There's not going to be very many people on right now. So you guys can watch it later. I'll send the links to whoever wants them. But, I can't sleep. And instead of sitting out on the patio just doing thinking all by myself, I might as well just show you how I do it. You guys want insight on my life and how I apply the ingredients and the steps. This is one way. I could go into my room and try to just roll around and sleep for hours and hours and hours and not get a damn bit of sleep. And just get mad, to be honest with you. So, let me go ahead and put up all the stuff I need to put up. Boop, boop. Okay, there you go. My name is Daryl Phillips, owner of N.A.G.214 Gaming, and I have to be quiet because Sophia's asleep, and I can only do this till 4. So that's the latest I can be this time. But I guess what we do here is listen to you talk, but it's not going to be very many people on right this very second. It's really early in the morning. In the United States, it's 3:01 in the morning. I've been up since 12. I got about 4 hours of sleep. I went up to bed really early. I was really tired yesterday. And see, that's kind of the point. I have a strange sleeping schedule. And I no longer try to fight myself. I made a video a couple years ago called Don't Fight Yourself. Stop Fighting Yourself. And that was kind of the point of it, that like, too many times people will tell you, well, Joel, just go do meditation at 10 o'clock, whatever it is. I'm done with all that. If that works for you, fine. If that's what you choose to do with your life and fight what your body is naturally telling you, that's fine. I won't. I am at my very best between 4 in the afternoon, or 6 in the afternoon sometimes, and 3, 4 in the morning. I'm dead serious. My mind works perfectly during this time. I'm not sleepy. None of that. But, with all besides my bipolar disorder, my PTSD, the thing is, there's, I don't know, lately in the last couple of years, my body's been breaking down, and I don't tell you guys everything. I don't want this to be some channel where I make you guys feel sympathetic for me and you subscribe to my channel and, oh, poor Daryl. It's not what this is about. I'm not a whiner. I'm a fighter, and fighters fight. I will never, I can't, how am I supposed to teach you guys the ingredients and the steps so you guys do it this way, the way I did it? And one, you guys don't know how I did it. Are you here? I didn't realize any of you were in this room. You're not. So, I think I'm going to be doing this more often. We're in the middle of the night with nobody on. So you guys can watch it later, how I deal with this, what I think about, how I come up with my ideas. Some of my most brilliant ideas for these videos and ideas for this business comes at this time in the morning. And I will not fight it. I will not fight it anymore. It is how I am. And so I'll try to get sleep off and on during the daytime. I don't need much sleep. And the truth is, medically speaking, you only need REM sleep anyways. REM sleep is that sleep where you really feel rested even after an hour of sleep. A cat nap, as it were. Your deep sleep, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's not as if I need just a ton of sleep so much, right? It's not about closing your eyes. It's about rest. It's not even about sleep itself. It's about resting my body. My body is breaking down. And the truth is, I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I am very worried about myself. Everybody thinks that I don't worry about my body. And it's because they're so worried about me. And I understand. And if I'm talking too softly for you guys, I apologize. I hope that everything's fine with this. It's just Sophia's asleep. I don't want to wake her up. But, so my thoughts for this morning, I guess it's not evening anymore. Like I said, I slept till 12. I had 4 hours of sleep, so haven't been up all night. It was really nice sleep too, and more than that, I slept right after I got off that YouTube live yesterday. I slept from the moment I left to when Sophia came home, and then I slept some more a little bit later. I was really tired yesterday. I don't know why I didn't really even work on my videos. And that's the other point about these lives. The coolest part about these lives is I can just get on and I don't have to plan the video out necessarily. And you guys can see that I do think on the spot. Like some of these are like, it's not like I write down everything. Now I need to get better at that. The truth is, that's not a habit I would have. I have to get better at that. I it's it's kind of a funny thing to me because I'm I I am really bad. I have some bad habits when planning things out as far as what they teach you. It's something I'm getting better at. I mean, if I can show you all my notes. The problem is, you can't see this. I have notes on this table. I have notes on the floor. Probably not the greatest thing that you've ever seen. My office is what you would call messy. I consider it organized because I know where everything is. Chaos. My mind reflects. My bipolar reflects my office. It's quite funny. Sophia gets so frustrated with me. She goes, "Well, how can you find anything in here?" Because I put it there. Funny. Sorry, guys. Middle of the night. Trying to make you laugh. But my thoughts for tonight are just kind of, if I seem like I'm rambling, dude, it's 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's actually 5 in the morning where Denise is. You know what's funny though? I do get better on those little small things. So it is true. I need to get better on those things. And so I'm still working on those kind of things. But it's a funny thing that whether you like, okay, I'm gonna get into politics for a second, and I don't mean the political subjects. I don't care, and I'll repeat what I said the other day. I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. What happened to him is wrong. But then what happened last night is so right. I don't know if any of you ever watched things like the highlights from the national conventions, the stuff like that, to find out about what's going on. You should. Donald Trump named his running mate, vice president, Mike Vance, and that man's got a story, and a story that's enlightening and inspiring. Mike Vance was poor. He lived in poverty. He's the vice president of the United States now, or he's going to be, most likely. Think on that. That's amazing. That's what if you can play this right, is like anybody who comes from over another country, like Denise is going to be moving here at some point, like a couple of years, 2-3 years. But she'll be here next May for a month to test out, to get into, like she was here for 9 days. That's not enough time to get to know everything. That was just a meet and greet, mostly. But then she'll be here for a month, and she'll be testing out the waters here. Well, oh, whoops. Sorry about my name, guys. I forgot to take off my name off of YouTube. Well, at least you guys know my name now. Whatever. But anyway, I was watching that, and it brought some thoughts to my head about, like, what is power? Everybody talks about power in this general sense of, like, okay, when you govern a nation or govern a state or city or even govern your family, they always refer to it like that. But they never really give you the definition. You know why you guys see me like I am now? Because I gave myself power. No one gave that to me. I gave myself power by working on my life. I saw the things I was doing, and I was getting better at them. I was getting better at my life, getting better at the things that were really struggle for me, the drinking, the sorts of things. And it gave me power. And then my personality started to come out again. I had lost that for a while. And instead of being that low self-esteem guy with a personality back when I was a kid, that everybody goes, "Oh, you have so much potential." So everybody saw my personality and like, "Wow, you're so talented," but I had such a low self-esteem, I didn't listen. Now that I'm getting it back, and I'm getting it back much stronger and much wiser, everybody else sees it now. Everybody else sees what's going on. Anybody who is a logical human being knows what I've been through. They can ask anybody around me. I don't lie. My premise of this business, what me and Dwan talked about 4 years ago, ironically during the last election, was that one policy that, by the way, we naturally have. When I was on the streets, believe it or not, the streets, they gossip too. You do something messed up, or whatever it is, the homeless people, they talk to each other. So there's a lot of gossip on the streets. But the one common thing that was ever said about me is I never lied, that I was trustworthy on the streets. So people trusted me. People that had way more money than me. They didn't ever, there was never a moment where people didn't trust me to get in their car and take me to a McDonald's and get me something to eat. So people would give me stuff that they wouldn't give other people. One time, did you know that one time I got paid? Listen to this, really. This man was a lonely man, and yeah, he was gay. Clearly, but he just wanted to talk. Just wanted to talk. And we talked about all sorts of stuff, and he realized how smart I was, how just whatever. He couldn't figure out my situation. He paid me $100 an hour. $100 an hour to sit in his car. We drove around for 4 hours. You figure out the math. For talking. Not for doing nothing much. So it wasn't always like what you guys think. But I didn't recognize that side of me, and so it took a long time to get that part of me back. But now that I have, I will learn so much. Like a lot of times, what happens is what I was just doing before I got on here. Is I was watching a bunch of highlights from the RNC, Republican National Convention. I was watching the highlights from different news organizations, specifically Fox News. I don't trust the other ones, about what's going on in the country. I do need to pay attention to some things because they do directly affect me, especially now with the money thing. Now that I have a Roth IRA, which, by the way, y'all, oh my God, I am making a killing on my Roth IRA right now. A killing, dude. It is amazing how much money I'm making right now. I absolutely, I just made $204 on my Roth IRA. I'd be like Trump. But not cool. Come on, man. Talk about. Anyway, I just got to admire Trump's brilliance about that picture is iconic. That will live in history. That picture of him having blood on his face and his ears shot, and him having his fist pump up there. You can't make pictures like that up. Those are pictures that will live forever. And that's, I was talking to Denise, I guess, yesterday. And I was talking to her about a subject that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and death. Well, I was talking about death, okay? And I was talking about it in a unique way. I talked about this a couple weeks ago on 4th of July about death, about that everybody gets so sad about it, but I was referring to myself, okay? And whether or not you guys want to hear this or not, you know, there are things going on with me right now that I'm not going to say right now because I don't know yet. But there are things going on with me right now that are not good, and I fear that I'm not going to be here forever. Okay, I will not be here forever. I will not be here for you guys forever. So I have to work as hard as I can to try to have something prepared so that I can give it over to somebody else so that they can take this and the message can continue after I die. Dave Ramsey says it's you're in the, I'm nowhere near the legacy stage, so I need to get, the legacy stage is where you do this. It's where your business is growing. It doesn't need you all the time. In fact, it doesn't need you hardly at all. You're just running the business. You've grown it. You have employees. You have managers. I don't have any of that yet. So I have to work as hard as I can to take care of this business. And one of the ideas I have to do that is these lives. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I'm still doing the last bits of these videos. They're not ready yet. I will not release them until all 10 videos are done. One video is ready. I could do it right now. I could put that up on YouTube and release a video. But I need it every 2 weeks for 5 months. I have a plan. That way I can go to the doctor, get my leg fixed, and I can do that recovery in the time those videos are out. Hell, I'll even do lives and show you how I recover from my leg. People want to see that. That's the new trend. They want inside your life. So if you guys ever decide to do a YouTube video, grow enough balls and show them inside your life. People want to see it. And so even though I know that right now nobody's on, I mean, like, nobody's on. People are sleeping. Unless you're from another country, of course. Good morning. Let's see. This is not reading glasses. I can't pronounce your name. I'm not going to try to. I don't want to mess up your name. Good morning, though. So that's why I work so hard. That's why I try to do this. And that's why it doesn't bother me to be up in the middle of the night. Because while you guys are sleeping, I'm working. It's the way I look at it. We have minimum time on this planet. Life is fleeting. And I will not waste a single bit of it with my eyes closed. Whether it be psychologically or physically. If I need rest, my body will let me know when I need rest. And I will follow my body, and I will not just be listening to people. The hardest workers in the world will tell you the same thing. If it has to be done, it has to be done. Sacrifices must be made, and it's not going to be made on you guys. I'm not going to have you guys suffer by me not getting on lives, to have you guys suffer but not having content to watch, something to learn from. You guys, that's not for your fault. It's not your fault I have bipolar. So what? No. So I'm showing you how to do it. In the end, it's up to you. You have to learn how to be a fighter. If you're not a fighter, you will make it through nothing. I'm telling you now. And I don't know when it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime. But there are bad times coming in this country. In my country. Bad times. And I don't mean the inflation. I mean, people are getting angry, and someone just tried to shoot the former president of the United States. I mean, Civil War. I'm going to keep saying that until you guys get through your head. Pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings, as I always say. We're not alone, though. You're not alone. You wouldn't be fighting this little war alone. There's a lot of people that are already ready to pick up arms. They need to stop. Logic. I got some friends right now saying some pretty dumb crap to me. And I keep trying to calm them down. Not yet, not yet, not yet. There's a time and place for this. Logical. Comite. His Juan would say, comite with your anger. We are on this earth for a finite time, and I want to do my very best to show you guys how to do this. I want to help as many people as I can. There's some people who don't believe that. There's some people who give excuses why they can't do a certain thing or that. And they do it because that's the way they've been raised. That their definition of love is coddling, holding, and giving compliments all the time. No, that's not the only definition. Yes, you reward a person that has done good, but you do not help a person. You do not condone a person that has done bad. You have to show them how to do it differently so they don't do bad. You don't just punish them either. You understand? In other words, I'm fair with people. And some people with certain viewpoints do not have that ability to, what's the word? They don't have that ability to separate the two. They think, for example, so like take Duan or Sophia. We fight each other. I don't mean physically. We battle. We practice. Sophia, for as sweet of a woman as she is, has gotten so good at getting Daryl. She's the only one that can. Sophia's good at just her quick tongue, and she'll get me good. She knows exactly what to hit, and she doesn't hold back. I told her, don't ever hold back. We fight each other. We battle with our mouths because there are other people out there that aren't playing with you, and they're not trying to help you with their mouths. They're trying to destroy you with them. They're trying to lie to you. But if you can't take mine, you will never take theirs. It's called training. I help train my friends. Me and Lori go back all the time. It's kind of fun, really. Oh, come on. I gotta reconnect it. I think I'm gonna have to. 1 second, guys. I hope this doesn't go off. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn back on the internet. I had to disconnect it from the internet. Okay. Stop it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I had to reconnect it to the internet. Sorry about that. What I was trying to say was we battle, we practice. The name Apologia, so it's Nor Apologia Gaming. The name Apologia means self-defense. So here's how self-defense works. I defend myself against those who would attack my God. I defend myself against those who would attack my what I believe. I defend myself physically. Now, it wouldn't take much to beat me now because of my legs. But I know martial arts. If someone's going to attack me with their words, it takes a lot to defeat me. You better be on your game. You better hope I'm not on mine. It takes a lot, and I'm unbreakable. So you're not just going to slam words at me. There are some people that are so sick in the head that they think that everything's an attack on them. Those are the people that we help. And they will attack us. We're going to allow it. And when Dewan gets on here, he'll listen to this. He'll understand what I mean. We're not going to attack you. I've decided to go ahead and blow certain things under the bridge. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I had a conversation with Anna yesterday. We sort of worked it out. She's still not going to be allowed over here for a while. She's going to earn my trust back. I mean a while. Sophia right now doesn't even want her here. So if she ever decides to come pick me up, we go to or I meet her at a coffee shop or something. That's fine. She's not probably coming here for a long, long time. In regards to her sister, and I'm running a business, so I'm telling you this from the business standpoint. I'm going to let that the whole thing blow underneath the bridge. Her sister is as sick as anyone else. She protects herself underneath a false religion, and she uses it to attack other people. She attacks somebody, me, and pretty much Dwan too, and everybody in this business, because she doesn't understand that there's more than me that we're in this business. That this is our view. It's not my view. It's our view. We all are lockstep in everything we teach. This is business. People like that are sick, and I know she runs a godly organization. She's done godly things, and she's false. I should, if I was mean, like people think I am, I should say her name, and you guys can go look her up. But she's powerful. She's married to a multimillionaire, and you can tell how much I'm scared of that. I could sue her right now, not Anna, but her sister, right now for what she did. What she did is what we call slander, but I'm going to blow it underneath the bridge because I'm not here for that. If her sister doesn't want help from me and she needs it, bye, Felicia. We're not here to force people to get help. That's what they do. That's what the world does. The world forces you to get help when they think you need it. You have to think you need it. If you think you're just fine, move on. But you know what a sign that someone isn't just fine, though? When after they blow up at you, they contact you anyway. I used to do that a lot. I'd get mad at somebody, and I'd tell them, blah, 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 blah. I feel regret and sorrow that I did that. And I would come back and ask them for help again. It means that see, that's the thing about it. When people are messed up in the head, they know they need help. It's not that they don't. They just, when you go through a period of time for a long, long time, and you're sick in the head, and so forth and so on, it gets tiring. It really does, really does. Who's all on here, by the way? Let's see here. Is anybody even on here? No. I knew that was coming. Okay. Yeah, no, nobody's on here. Oh, wait, two are watching. But you when you're messed up in the head, how do I explain it to you guys? Okay. After I left high school, let's just be honest, I didn't leave high school. I had to go to a mental hospital. And everybody that's friends with me on my Facebook page and on YouTube, if you're my subscriber, you guys can verify this, that, I was in high school and I was taken out of high school. I became uncontrollable. I was sick. And I left and I became a monster. They turned me into a monster. So the help that I thought I was getting, I did not get. And they turned me into a monster. Did you know that I forced myself to start smoking? I smoked 3 packs in one day, back to back to back to back to back to back. I did that. I forced myself. I had tried smoking before that, but that wasn't the first time I smoked. But when I got out, I was a monster. I started getting high on weed. That was my first drug of choice. I didn't really like alcohol at first. Thought it tasted gross. I still do, believe it or not. And then I started drinking. Claimed I was an atheist. Hated God. I hated everything there was about God. Hey, what's up, Anna? Speaking of Anna, I hated everything there was about God. You guys need to get that through your head, that this was not always me. Did you know that I used my brain, my gift from God, to prove that there was no God? Tried to do just like what the evolutionists do. I hated him. I hated everything that was going on in my life at the time. Couldn't go home. And then, like, I went to that group home or whatever, and then I went back to Gerald and stayed with Gerald for a little bit, and got my job immediately back from McDonald's. That's how much of a worker that I was. I was a good worker. I learned everything. They were going to make me a shift manager and everything. Even raise my pay $1. But I became off the rocker. Gerald was taking all of my money. My uncle was taking all of my money. Every single dime I made, I was having it taken from me. My mom was getting furious with her brother. And I rebelled. Simple as that. One day, because I was supposed to hand over my paychecks to my uncle every time, me, Deshaun, Jack, people that he hated their guts. And I don't normally do this, but I would imply that it was a racist thought process because they're black. I told them, I'm cashing my check and we're going to go party. And I did that. So, I'm not proud of this, guys. But this is how rebellious I was. This is how much I hated what was going on. And I didn't want him to have my money. So, we went to a strip club. Now, I didn't know Texas law isn't like Wisconsin law. Wisconsin law, at 18 years old, I don't know, maybe they've changed it, but at 18 years old, you can get into a strip club. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't get in. So, Daryl decided to pay for my friends. We paid for a prostitute. Not for me, for them. You know what? What's so funny? That woman stole my wallet and all my money, and I was happier than a lark. Crazy, right? You'd think I'd be upset. I wasn't. Because I was so pissed off at Gerald that it made me so happy he didn't get a dime of mine, and a prostitute did. That thought overjoyed me. That's called viciousness. That's the way I was back then. That's the way I was back then. And I guess he tried to look for me and stuff, and that was pretty much the first time I was homeless. I didn't want to go back. I went to the Apple Apartments, the manager, and Gerald didn't know this at the time, but I called my mother from the apartment complex, from the manager's office, because I didn't want to go back home. I didn't want to go back to Gerald's. And my mom didn't like the thought of me being homeless, of staying in a shelter or something, which is what she wanted me to do. But she understood the situation with Gerald was dire. I had no choices at that point. I couldn't go home. Law said I couldn't. What do? What do you do? Well, I chose to be homeless. And I went to the shelter, stayed there for like one day, and decided I don't like bedtimes. And so I stopped. I hated staying in shelters the whole entire time I was ever homeless. I hated staying in shelters. I just hated the thought process that you're going to make me go to bed when I want to. I have bipolar disorder. It didn't work for me. Like in Minneapolis, you had to be in the shelters by 6 o'clock. Same thing with Dallas. So That was my first experience. That's how I got homeless in the first place. Does any of that sound evil to you? Doesn't to me. Sounds like a person that was sick. I wish I had talked to myself, then I could have helped myself. Because I should have stayed in the shelter, but I didn't. I didn't want to bedtime. I should have had self-control. I should have stayed in the shelter. But that's how you look at your past. That's the example I'm giving you guys. How do I look at my past? Do I live in it? No, you don't live in it. I take an example like that and say, Daryl, that's where you were wrong. It's not that my mom didn't want me to be homeless. In fact, she told me to stay in the shelter. It's that I was so out of control. I didn't even bother to work. I didn't know it. I didn't bother to study my own disorder, and it was messing up my life. And on top of it, I have fear of abandonment. Keep in mind that I was not diagnosed with PTSD until 2005. So all this stuff happened to me between then and 2005, and then I was diagnosed with PTSD, even though I had it probably when I was 18. They missed it. They missed the PTSD part. I didn't just have bipolar disorder. So meds were never just going to be the only thing I could do. I was always going to need some sort of the way of what I'm doing now. So I'm teaching people how to if you don't trust counselors, and I know a lot of people like me that don't trust counselors, then don't go. It is not an easy thing to talk about your life. And for people to be made to talk to people they don't even know about their life, I believe that's wrong. I don't care about your qualifications. But you do need to trust somebody. And you're not alone, remember? Ingredient 5. And you can't do the steps without it, by the way. Not just the ingredients. You cannot do these steps without somebody. It will kill you. Because there's going to be a moment that you're going to think about a memory, especially if you have stuff like mine, where you're going to get so depressed you're going to want to drink your ass off or get high. And then you will overdose or something like that, and something bad will happen, and blah, 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 blah. And then you end up in jail or killed. Or kill yourself. So you can't do this by yourself. So I'm not necessarily teaching self-counseling as much as I'm teaching how you have to counsel yourself and then have help doing it, controlling it. You do have to have boundaries on yourself. Okay? And you can do it. I did it. I came from that monster. And by the way, I haven't even told you guys anything. I just told you that story just to show you how I worked, how I used my past. And I judged myself. I go, okay, Daryl, you should have listened to your mother. She didn't want you to be homeless. She wanted you to stay in a shelter. Well, I didn't want a bedtime. It wasn't going to work for me. So I don't know. These are the thoughts I have every night. These are kind of things I think about and think the things that I do. I'm going to have to get off here, in about, 6 minutes, maybe 10. I'll get off at 45. So that would give us, maybe 9, a little over 5 minutes. 6, 7 minutes, something like that. But just showing you what, like, the way my thought process is in the middle of the night. That when I have a problem, Sophia's asleep. Do you think I'm really going to go wake her up? She has to get up in a minute. That's what I did the other night. And I think that it's, when I realized, I was watching this video real quick. If you guys are not familiar, like if you have a YouTube channel, if you're not familiar with vidIQ, get familiar with it. It's a very good thing. And you can have it connected to your browser so it will judge your YouTube channel. So you can see and get titles. It'll tell you what they think titles are best for. You can just type in keywords. AI is awesome. And there's an AI coach. You can learn stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. But anyway, I was going on the vidIQ YouTube channel, and that channel gives you all sorts of different ideas and thought process. One of the trends that's going on is this right here. It's just straight up what this is. No effects. Now, music maybe. Like, On the YouTube version, which is the version that, no offense to you Facebook fans, that's the version that counts. There's music in it. I have a little bit of graphics at the beginning, and I'll get better at all that stuff. Remember, this is new. I've only been doing this a couple weeks, the YouTube stuff. But just me talking, being honest, showing behind the scenes. I'm up in the middle of the night. Now, I don't have enough subscribers yet to actually do the thing I can do with Facebook, which is walk around. So unfortunately for YouTube fans, it's going to be on my computer for a while. I think 500 subscribers. I think maybe even they've changed the rules for YouTube, so you can, at 500 subscribers, you do get perks. I think you can start making money. It used to be 1,000, and I think at 1,000, I'll be able to walk around with. I think, well, maybe even at 500 now, but I will be able to walk around with YouTube Live just like I do this. The Facebook Live and Instagram Live, but you have to have those qualifications. But I think, for one thing, it helps that I continue to put on content like this at the same time as I'm working on my videos, so that you guys still have stuff. I cannot let New War Apologetic Gaming come out of people's mouths and not put anything up. So that's the easiest way for me to put up content for the meantime, till the actual videos, the cool videos come up. You understand? So it's a great way for me to continue to talk about different things like I need to do, but it's not so slow as just the regular videos. Now, the regular videos are still going to come out and stuff, but I realized something about my body. My body's just not going to allow me to do it as fast anymore. It's just a sucky thing, and so this is the easiest way for me to do this. I just want to let you guys know that's why the change is happening. It's really not anything to do more than just my physical body won't allow it. But I'm going to let you guys go. I will do a Facebook Live maybe this morning. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this is my Facebook Live. I don't know. No, I'll do it for this morning, like I normally do. And then I'll do another YouTube Live or two. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope if you guys are actually driving somewhere, that you're safe. I doubt anybody is, but a lot of people are in bed right now. Be understanding of one another. Let your thoughts be of change. Let your thoughts be of what is this new day gonna happen? What is gonna happen in this day? How are you gonna make things different than yesterday? That's kind of the thought process. Are you gonna be the same thing? Are you gonna do the same things? When a person tells you something and you adamantly disagree with that person and you just won't do it, you're not even going to consider it. Rejecting advice out of hand, you're not ready. You have to keep all advice in your head, and you pick and choose what works for you, and then you make it work for yourself. Right? That's the thing about taking advice, the third ingredient you carry. No, you don't have to take all advice. No, you don't have to take all of my advice. You pick and choose what works for you. The concept is the same, though. These concepts, the whole main concepts of each one of these things remain the same. But you do it inside the bubble. You put yourself inside the bubble and say, okay, I got to eliminate this. I got to eliminate this. What is important to you? Is it yourself and your change and you being different, maybe being a better person? Or is it what your family thinks or your friends think or what I think? It's not about what I think. I can tell you all day long that you are a good person. I can tell you all day long that you might be something someday. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. I know. For 18 years I've been told I was a good person. And until recently did I even believe it. Sophia has told me so many good things. And it was and she wasn't the first person. You think my mom didn't tell me I could be something? Didn't listen to my mom. So no, it's not about what others are telling you. It's not about the sweet nothings that people are whispering in your ear. It's about the sweet nothings that you're telling yourself. That's change. And that's how I did it. So think on those things. And until a little bit later, oh, by the way, remember life is fleeting. I hope all of you wake up. And if you guys wake up in pain and things, just remember what I just said. I'm here to talk to you. Get it off your chest. Talk about how much you hate your body, how much you hate your this and that. Don't be afraid. I'm here to listen. I will help you feel better. I will help you at least have good thoughts. It's not easy to go through pain, so I understand. So swear at me, or do whatever you do. Beat me up. Just remember that my body's fragile, so don't hit me too hard. So behave yourself until a little bit later. May the Lord light guide you in all things. Goodbye. What the hell?